Hi everyone and welcome back. This is your how-to teacher Sierra and I am back with another tutorial for you. In today's tutorial, I am going to be showing you how to make simple drag and drop activities for your students. All right, so kind of an example I'm going to show you quickly of the things that you can do are things like this where their students can pick it up, drag it to wherever you want them to put it, or other ones like this where they can pick up a letter, put it simple, where they pick something up, they drag it, and they drop it. First thing that we are going to need to do is, as you know, my school, my district, uses Microsoft products exclusively. Like they have turned off of Google products. It's crazy. So I use PowerPoint for almost everything that I need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by creating a background. I want to create a background because I want it to where when my students actually do this activity, they cannot move any of this stuff on here that I don't want them to move. Only thing they're going to be moving, for example, this apple number lesson is the apples. So that's the only thing that they can move. They can click on this tree, they can click a cloud. Nothing's going to move except for those apples. So what I do is I'm going to put all of my background templates in its own individual PowerPoint file. So whenever I might want to use them, I can change them. I can make as many as I want. They're all going to be in one spot, and I don't have to go to 10 different PowerPoints to find the background that I want to use. So for this, I use shapes. I use lots and lots of shapes. I start with the blue sky, which all it is a blue rectangle. I fill it with whatever color I want my sky to be. That one looks good. I do the outline. For my grass, I use this one. It's one of the flow charts. And it kind of just gives the illusion a little bit of hills. And I just make it big enough that it covers everything. I'm going to match it. There we go. And I'm going to color that grass color and do the outline in that same color. Now I have what kind of looks like rolling hills, I guess. For the sky, insert another shape. I want a circle for the sun. If you hold down Shift as you're creating that circle, it will stay as a perfect circle. That's a little tip. Hold that Shift down as you're dragging it. And of course, change that color. And then the last one, clouds. And they actually have a cloud shape. So make that. And put it where I want it to go. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. So I can have multiple clouds. And I'm going to use one of the clouds to put that number in so they have just a white background. All right, so we have that base done. Now let's go ahead and insert a tree, and that's for this example. And if you have a tree from clip art like TPT, go ahead and use that. If not, you can find one in your online pictures. And if you watched my previous videos, you will know I will put that word transparent in. And that's going to give me a picture with no background. So transparent tree. If you want it to be more of a cartoon type, I would probably put in clip art after the word tree. And then you might get some more clip art style. But I kind of like the bit of juxtaposition that goes with the real tree and the cartoony background. So let's go. Oh, not that one. There we go. That's a good tree. I will insert. As you can see, there's no background with that tree. I'm going to get rid of that. Just delete it. And then size your tree up as big as you want it. You want it to be pretty big because for this one, my apples are going to be pretty big. All right. And the last thing that I want to put in my background that the kids will not be moving is going to be, for this example, a basket. I want them to put the apples in a basket. So I'm going to do the same thing. Find an online picture. Put transparent basket. And I like this one. And there we go. I'm going to size that down. Put it over here. And I might make it a little wider since I'm going to have a lot of apples. We're doing numbers up to 10. All right, so this is my background for this activity. It's got the tree, it's got the sky, the ground, it's got my basket. All of these things the kids will not move. So I'm not adding the apples. I'm not adding anything that I want to be able to change or have the kids move right now, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control A. So I select all and actually no control. Then I'm going to right click onto the picture. And I'm going to go down here to where it says Save as Picture. And I'm going to save that. All right, now that I have a picture, I'm going to go to the actual activity PowerPoint that I'm going to be using. And I'll start with a blank one. I'm going to go to that design at the top, and then I'm going to go over to Format Background. Then I'm going to click Picture. It's going to give you this picture that's already, it's kind of a pre-filled one. You don't have to use that texture. You can just go here to Insert, and you will select it from a file and go ahead and find the picture that you used. There it is. And insert it. All right. And so since I had pieces that were kind of hanging off, it has this little bit of a border. This is very easy to fix because it really just wanted to make sure everything was fitting inside the box. You're going to go down here to your offsets and just kind of play with those. Usually you go negative to go wider. You just click it till it lines up, right side, and it's not going to stretch anything. It's going to still look fine. The top looks fine. And the bottom, I'm just going to stretch it until I don't see any more white. And that's it. Since I'm going to be doing about 11 of these slides, I'm just going to apply it to all. So every time I make a new slide, it's going to have this background. So now we have our background. Nothing can be moved. The kids aren't going to move any of this. Now I can go ahead and put the movable items. So I grabbed an apple. I did that same thing. I went to Insert and got a picture from online. And I'm going to go ahead and put the apples onto the tree. I want my apples to be slightly larger because usually when the children are going to do this, they're going to touch it with their finger, and their fingers are going to be a little bigger. So you want your picture to have enough space in here that when they touch, they don't accidentally resize, because PowerPoint will not allow you to lock this size in unless you buy a third-party program that may or may not work. So I keep them slightly larger than I normally would. Right. Now I'm just going to put them all over the tree. Really simple. There we go. And since I want them to put a certain number, I'm going to insert and get a text box. I'm just going to put it over here in this cloud. I can type in my number, change the size. There we go. And since it's up here, most likely they're not going to touch anything up there, so I'm not so much worried about that number being moved, but just the apples. So now the only thing that's going to be moved are the apples. Those are the only things, and they're going to go on top of the basket so I can see them when I check it. Now that I have all this done, I can go back over here. I click on the slide on the left side, and I right click, and you can duplicate the slide for as many as you need. Then you can go in, change your number, do as many as you want, etc. And now you have a drag and drop activity. If you want to throw in some directions, I would suggest going ahead and just making a first box with the directions so you don't have to put them on each individual page. Or if you're changing it up a little bit in the middle of the activity, you just put all the directions on its own blank page. That would be the easiest. All right, guys. So, there we go. So now we saw how we can easily make a drag and drop activity. That main thing is to create your background separately. It just will work out so much easier. Just like this one, my background, I created it. I put the 3 picture frames. I put the words, the lights, the footprints, the boxes that I want them to move things to. I put all of those as a background, including the floor and the wall. We talked about that too. And then all I had to do was insert the pictures and the letter tiles that are just shapes with typing in a letter. So those are, I mean, there's endless possibilities. They're all really simple to do. So if you like this video, please, please, please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and even that bell that's going to alert you when I have new videos coming out. This is kind of a part 1 in this series. My part 2, which is coming up right after this, I'm going to show you how to make an interactive activity where the students don't manipulate items themselves, but they can click on an answer and it will show if it's correct, not correct, and it will also move if you choose it to do so. So please be sure to check out part 2 of interactive activities. And again, if you like this, hit that like button and subscribe. Hope this is helpful for you all. And I'll see you later. Bye.